and you have made all of us proud. I'm very, very grateful for the work that has been achieved, because I think we have achieved the bulk, over 90% in average, of what we intended to do for the RRI that we launched in January. The list of achievement is long, is huge. I mean, promoting 5,500 NCOs, 632 IPs, 492 CIPS. You know, it's phenomenal, because some of our officers are stagnated in their positions for a very long time. The construction of 6 flagship prison and various security installations across the country. The establishment of a blended online induction training course for probation officers. Enhancement of the welfare of prison officers. I never believed in my life I would live to see the prison service have their own hospital. And now, in a week's time, we are going to open our very own hospital that will take care of our staffers, that when they are sick and they are in special need circumstances, they are not only admitted to hospital, but they are admitted to our own hospital. They are not admitted in civilian hospitals out there to be handled by other people. We have taken care of the security of our people. They are going to be handled by security people even when they are unwell. All of which are incredible achievements. I will never thank President Kenyatta enough, because first, as a citizen of this country, I mean, it's incredible to see what we can do as a country. And I've said this before, I do not mind repeating again. It takes leadership. For those of you who have been working with the prison service and have been interacting with this institution longer than me, and most of you have been, you know where we've come from and where we are today. The phenomenal achievements that we have seen here this morning. I'm so proud, Madam PS and Commissioner General, to see us flagging off brand new tractors. 8 of them are already in our fields, and we are producing food. Our inmates and the people who are within our institutions are not going hungry, because we have produced enough food from our own institutions. We have come back to the trajectory that the founding fathers of this nation wanted our correctional service to be. That is why we are one of the richest public institutions. We allocated public land. Fortunately, some of it has been stolen by people who did my job before, who were ministers here before, or who were commissioners general before. It's okay. I pray that no one else takes any more land. Because when I came here, I said I don't want land, and I am living as Minister for Interior without taking anything from this institution. All I have done is proudly serve this institution with a lot of pleasure and happiness, for which I thank the Lord every day of my life. And I've worked under one of the best presidents you would ever work under, focused and always charging forward for the good of our country. And because of that, look what we have been able to achieve as a country. I mean, we have equipment. Our people, even within our institutions, don't have a problem. I am happy, as Madam P.S. you said. Our workshops are now full. We are again back to the market selling furniture. And we are making use of the time of the inmates that we have. We will not thank our president enough. Even the early childhood education policy that we have launched here today, it was as a result of the presidential directive. The president gave here, when he came here during the pass-out parade, and instructed the Minister for Education and myself to now take education in our correctional facilities seriously. I am grateful that we have fulfilled all the directives the president gave us on that day. 1, he instructed C.S. Magoa to appoint a director for education, who is here and has reported. 2, he instructed Professor Magoa and myself to work with our development partners and to come up with an early childhood education policy and program for the correctional services. I am so grateful to the African Early Childhood Network for their partnership and the solid collaboration with us. It has made the difference, because we got experts, people who have done this work before, whose day-to-day focus is early childhood education, and they have contributed to the policy that we now have, which I want to announce proudly here, is the first of its kind in a correctional institution on this continent. And we are really grateful for this, that now we are paying attention to children of incarcerated parents who are here. I want to ask you, my friends, as we walk forward, particularly Commissioner General Warioba, that now is the time to deepen our partnership. And I'm grateful, Dr. Ruto, that we are now working together institutionally. I want us to deepen our relationship between the Ministry of Interior, State Department of Correctional Services, and the Ministry of Education. I would like more officers from the Ministry of Education. And I would like that more of our cadets that we are training, especially when we recruit more of our cadets, Brigadier Warioba, we should get in B.Ed graduates in, so that we train them. We want also to have education officers within our ranks, so that they manage our institutions effectively and they do a better job. We want to get more of our kids from these institutions, both those who come in with their incarcerated parents and those who go to the institutions we have, some of whom are children of our own officers, to be able to succeed. We want our institutions to shine because we have the time, we have the resources, and most importantly, we have the opportunity to turn out successful and shining kids out of these institutions. Faith and trust in the Correctional Services Department is back again. And we are on the trajectory of a better country, a better humanity, a better citizenry, all of which are matters that were expressed to us here by His Excellency, our President. So, as President Kenyatta comes to the end of his term, with all of us who have worked with him, this is a moment of pride that our institutions are much better, incomparably better than we found them. And all that is because of the work that you wonderful people, men and women in uniform, have done. It's not because of us, it's because of you and the work that you have done. And we have demonstrated in the time that we have worked with you that we have faith in your capacity, that we can do well as a country, and that we have men and women who mean well for their country, that we have resources, sufficient resources, I must say, to manage ourselves responsibly. What has happened in the prison service here is evidence that when institutions are managed effectively, they will do well. PS, you and I are going to hand over this State Department having incurred not a penny in pending bills, and having paid the pending bills that we were supposed to pay. The budgetary resources we were given, we used them effectively. We were not here buying air and then the things that do not exist. It's doing stupid things, silly business, mismanaging our country in that kind of manner. And now is the time for those who will have the opportunity after the elections to carry on with this, to move to the next level and achieve even more for the country. Because the potential of our institutions, I believe, has been barely scratched. There is a hell lot more to do. We have all that it takes. We are endowed with a fantastic country, a wonderful people. We have the requisite potential, and we have an opportunity, given where we are and given the history of our country, to do well. So I'm very, very grateful. And as we move forward, I want to assure you, Brigadier Warioba, that the instructions that the President gave to us on how to decongest the prison service and the directives he gave are on course. The President has just approved the list that we presented to him based on the amnesty that he gave. We will now move on to the next phase of decongesting our correctional service institutions. And together with the instruments that we've developed, we are set, and you yourselves heard from the global community the other day when you had the conference in Nairobi here, and when you took some of those who visited us to some of our correctional institutions, a good number of them were shocked at what we are able to do. They were shocked at what we are doing as a country. And because of that, I've been bombarded by so many requests by ministers from the region who are asking me, they want to send their people here to come and learn from you, Brigadier Warioba, to come and learn from you, PS Kwekwe, on how we are doing all these things. Soon enough, I am going to suggest that we should charge a fee. We should not just be giving people free knowledge. on how to manage things. We should now begin to charge a fee so that it goes into our enterprise account. We should actually now create a new advisory department that charges a consultant's fee. So if you come here from DRC Congo and you want us to help you to set up a very effective correctional institution, that's okay. You pay us the dollars, and we send Madam Omundi, the Deputy Commissioner General. She leads her team. We send our commandant for the Prisons Training Institute to your place for 2 months, and you give us the dollars. Then they advise you on how to set that up. If you want to set up a probation institution or you want to have your own RRI, you send my good friend Dr. Kome there, and I send you, over. They give you the dollars. We are assisting them to do the right thing. So we should not do so for free. I think that is food for thought, PS Kwekwe, setting up an advisory arrangement as we go forward. I thank our partners. ICRC who have worked very well with us, African Early Childhood Network for the work that we do. And I want to ask you, Commissioner General, that if you haven't signed an MOU already, I want to ask you kindly if you could explore possibilities of entering into institutional relationships, sign an MOU with the African Early Childhood Network, an MOU with ICRC, an MOU with these other institutions, so that we can have a long-term institutional relationship with these partners and these colleagues as we keep working. Because the work we are doing, even in paying attention to early childhood education, is itself dynamic. There are things we need to pay attention to. We as a country are on the threshold of a new curriculum that we're implementing right now. We will need hand-holding. We will need greater and deeper partnership with the likes of African Early Childhood Network and the others, so that we walk this journey together with them, not for 1 year, for 2 years, but we have, a long-term institutional relationship that will help develop these people. And then see how we can factor in these new policy interventions into the training that we are doing. I would like to challenge you, Brigadier Warioba, that we work with these people in developing our cadet officer training program. We should work with our colleagues at the Ministry of Education and our colleagues from African Early Childhood Network, ICRC, and the others, to write into that curriculum a program of now equipping the officers who come in with skills, because they are going to manage correctional services where there are children of incarcerated parents. We need to equip them. We cannot assume that they already know what needs to be done. I would ask you to venture into a new relationship on how these partners can contribute to our training curriculum, so that we prepare officers who are able to deal with and rise up to the challenges and the issues that we are working with in this area. So this is a great day for all of us, a day when we have proved to ourselves that by the grace of God, determined and committed to render genuine and honest service, we can do more for our country, and we can do great things for our country. And by faith and by God's grace, we can achieve more for this great nation. I want to thank you, my colleagues in the Correctional Services Department. Brigadier Warioba, thank you very much. Thank you, PS Kwekwe. And when you meet your colleague, Zainabu Hussein, also thank her, because the bulk of this journey we worked with her in trying to create this improved environment, as it were. I thank all the officers that we have worked with, some who have gone ahead of us, for the selfless service they have rendered, and for the commitment and dedication to our great country. We were called to duty, we turned up, and let us always remember there's nothing more nobler to do than to serve your country, regardless of the station you will be called to. So this has been a great tour of duty, and this launch of the RRI results is itself testament to what we can do when we get and remain focused to the assignments that we have been given. I thank you all. I wish you all the best as we go along, and hope that by the grace of God, we will continue on this trajectory of improving this institution and strengthening it. Congratulations for what you have achieved. May God bless you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.